Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandala Akaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti, Puja Mulam Gurur Padam, Mantra Mulam Gurur Vakyam, Moksha Mulam Gurur Kripa. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vedvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidarpanam, Jai Gurudev. Welcome to everyone at the center as well as those on Zoom. Wishing everyone an auspicious 2026. It's not the new year, it will start in April, but we are definitely into another calendar year and maybe another opportunity to gauge our progress, to see, we need from time to time, we need to have one check. So we have checks on Guru Purnima, we can have a check on when the calendar changes, we can have a check on Diwali time. So different times, if we keep monitoring what we are doing, how we've progressed, what we need to do, then it will be a good, kind of a steady progress we can monitor. So do take this opportunity to just evaluate where you stand. Maybe if you are journaling, you could see your journal of last year at this time. It's a good way to compare and evaluate where you stand. Today is the first Adhyay of 2026 and it's also the first Adhyay of, Swadhyay of chapter 8, Adhyay 8. A beautiful chapter, a very practical chapter, and a chapter which will answer one of the biggest concerns that most people have regarding life and death. It is also called the chapter which deals with death. So that is a concern for most people. Most people have a fear of death. So if you follow this Adhyay properly and practice what it tells you to do, your fear of death can forever be removed. So that is why it's a beautiful Adhyay. Let's start with chanting it, okay? We'll chant the first 8 shlokas. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Ashtamo Dhyayah. Arjuna Uvacha. Kim Tad Brahma Kim Adhyatmam Kim karma purushottama adhibhutam cha kim proktam adhidaivam kimuchyate adhiyajna katham kotra dehesmin madhusudana prayanam kale cha katham yeyosi niyatatmabhi. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Aksharam Brahma Paramam Svabhavodhyatma Muchyate Bhuta Bhavodbhava Karo Visarga Karma Sanghitaha Adhibhutam Ksharo Bhava Purushashchadidaivatam Adhiyajñohamevatra Dehe Deha Ritamvara Antakale cha mameva Smaran Muktva Kalevaram Ya Prayati Samadbhavam Yati Nastyatra Sanshaya Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam Tyajatyante Kalevaram Tam Tamevaiti Kaunteya Sada Tad Bhava Bhavitaha Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmara Yudhyacha Mayyarpita Mano Buddhir Mame Vaishyasya Sanshayam Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasananyagamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Parthanuchintayan. Hari Om. Adhyay 8. What's it called? Akshar Brahma Yoga. Akshar, you know, means imperishable. The yoga of imperishable Brahma. You know that there are 18 Adhyayas in the entire Gita. Many commentators and many scholars have divided these 18 Adhyayas in several different ways. Some have divided it into 3 parts of 6 Adhyayas each, and they have said the first 6 Adhyayas are of Karma Yoga, the next 6 Adhyayas are of Bhakti Yoga, the next 6 are of Jnana Yoga. Others have also divided it into 3 parts of 6 Adhyayas each, and they have given these 3 parts a reference to the Mahavakya Tattvamasi. So, Tattvamasi means that thou art, that you are. So, they said that the first 6 Adhyayas deal with Tvam, you, humans. The next 6 Adhyayas deal with Tat, the Supreme Being, Brahma. And the last 6 Adhyayas, which is Asi, deals with bringing the you and the Brahma together. So in that way, the 3 different parts are you, Brahma, and the knowledge which makes you understand that you and Brahma are one and the same, Tattvamasi. So that is why if you'll see the first 6 Adhyayas, how can we say that they are related to Tvam, you? First Adhyay starts with Arjun Vishad Yoga. That is the human condition. All of us are in Vishad. All of us are in moha, ignorance. And the main cause of all dukh is ignorance. Because of ignorance, everything else flows from there. The minute ignorance is removed, all dukh goes away. Dukhi situations will remain, but they cannot prevent you from knowing your true self once the ignorance is removed. Because Arjun and all of us, the human condition, is in this depression, dejection, vishad, then Bhagwan Krishna gives Arjun the antidote for the vishad. That is why Adhyay 2, Bhagwan gives the full remedy, all the Gyan possible, of Karma Yoga also a little bit, Gyan Yoga also a little bit, Bhakti Yoga also a little bit. But Arjun's vishad has not lifted. Therefore, in 3, 4 and 5, Bhagwan says, okay, I need to go step by step. So he devotes to Karma Yoga. 3, 4, 5 devoted to Karma Yoga in different ways. And that is exactly where everyone's spiritual journey needs to begin. Because until and unless we do Karma Yoga, we will not be able to remove all the avguns and the 6 enemies and the impurities, the mal, which we have collected over lifetimes and which is creating vikshep in our antakaran. Because of the vikshep, we cannot sit in dhyan. Because of the vikshep, also we cannot understand the gyan. So having given us the Karma Yoga technique, 6th Adhyay, he tells us now you must have practiced Karma Yoga by now. Your man must be quite sthir by now, so you can sit in dhyan. So he gives the meditation technique. Now the seeker is supposed to be sitting in meditation. So what will he meditate on? He needs to know what he is supposed to focus his mind on. So 6 adhyayas of Tvam over. So next 6 adhyayas of Tat. Meditate on Tat. Meditate on that. That is why in the 7th adhyay, the first beginning only, Bhagwan reveals his true identity. I am the one in which you have to take refuge. I am that one itself. And he starts giving the Gyan in entirety. That is why it's called Gyan Vigyan Yoga. Normal Gyan plus direct experience of that Gyan. So we get the knowledge, and now the whole theme of the 6 adhyayas from 6 to 12 will be on Tat. What is Tat? What is that? What is Brahma? So the whole theme itself, we are going to understand what exactly is the goal that we want to reach. Everyone says, I want to moksha, I want to merge with Brahma, but what is that Brahma? What is that goal? And where do you have to go? It's important for us to know that. Okay? So we finished the 7th adhyay also last time, and we were left with the last 2 shlokas, which were the trailer of the Adhyay 8. So let us just read those shlokas in Sanskrit. Shlok 29 and 30 of Adhyay 7. Jara marana mokshaya mama shritya yatanti ye te brahma tadvidut krishnam adhyatmam karma chakilam sadhibhutadidaivam mam sadhiyagyam cha ye vidu prayana kalepi cha mam te viduryukta chetasaha. Read the English with me. They who, having taken refuge in me, strive for deliverance from old age and death, know Brahma, the Absolute, the whole Adhyatma, the totality of jivas or embodied souls, and the entire field of karma, action, as well as my integral being comprising Adi Bhuta, field of matter, Adi Daiva, Brahma, and Adi Yajna, the unmanifest divinity dwelling in the heart of all beings as their witness. And they who, possessed of a steady mind, know thus, even at the hour of death, they too know me alone. So, several points need to be understood from these two shlokas. First point that we need to be established in comes from the word Jara Marana Mokshaya, meaning it is 100% possible to be liberated from Jara, old age, and Maran, death. This is a positive note on which the 7th Adhyay ends. It is possible. Mokshaya means freedom from. So if this is possible, then what do we need to have? So that comes from Te Brahma Tadvidu. Te Brahma Tadvidu. You have to know that Brahma. Te, you, Vidu, know, Tat, that Brahma. You need to know that Brahma. You need to know what is Brahma. Otherwise, you will not be able to be liberated. Why is it necessary to know Brahma? Because at the time of meditation, you need to be single-pointedly focused on the self, and there should be no confusion. There should be no doubt. What am I supposed to be focused on? Where am I supposed to reach? And more importantly, at the time of death, your mind has to be focused on that one single point. So, to be single-pointedly focused, you have to be 100% sure of where you have to reach. Because wherever you will focus on at that moment, that is going to be your gati after death. So for that, Bhagwan, to be able to make us understand what that Brahma is, he has introduced so many terms. 7 terms actually. 6 terms, and the 7th one is at the time of death, what is going to happen. So we have to know the meaning of these 6 terms. Then the last line is the cliffhanger of the Adhyay. Even at the hour of death, they too know me alone. Prayana kalepi chamam te vidur yukta chetasaha. With your mind steadfastly held on the goal, even at the time of death, you will be able to reach the highest spiritual goal. So, even at the time of death, whole life I can do whatever I want? No. Bhagwan is clear about that. He uses one word, yatanti. You have to do your purusharth. You have to strive. Yatanti, we learnt last time, means you have to strive. You have to work hard to keep this mind steady. Because the nature, the dharma of the mind, what is the meaning of dharma? Dharma means that which, without which that thing would not be the thing. Like, without sweetness, sugar would not be sugar. So the mind would not be the mind if it was not chanchal, if it was not flickering. So to keep that flickering mind steady will need so much of purusharth. And that would be a lifetime, or I can say lifetimes of practice. So you have to do yatanti, you have to do purusharth. And second qualification, Mamashritya. Ashritya, refuge, mam, in me. You have to take total refuge in me means what? Samarpan. Be totally surrendered to me. When these two things happen together, mind focused on the self in steadfast manner, in full Samarpan Bhav, Bhagwan's Kripa flows, everything gets cleared, Buddhi becomes clear, you get a glimpse of your true self. And that is where we are at Akshar Brahma Yoga. 8 Adhyay, 28 shlokas, and this is a short Adhyay, and it starts with Arjun confused. Bhagwan, you said some things in the earlier Adhyay which I didn't understand. Please explain those things to me. Let's read 1 and 2 again of Adhyay 8. Arjuna uvacha kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottama adhibhutam cha kim proktam adhidaivam kimuchyate adhiyagya katham kotra dehesmin madhusudana prayana kale katham yeyosi niyatatmabhi. Arjuna said, Krishna, read, what is that Brahma, absolute? What is Adhyatma, spirit? And what is Karma, action? What is called Adhibhuta, matter? And what is termed as Adhidaiva, divine intelligence? Krishna, who is Adhiyagnya here? And how does he dwell in the body? And how are you to be realized at the time of death by those of steadfast mind? Take the meanings. Purushottam is, of course, Bhagwan Krishna. Purushottam, supreme being. Kim, what? And is understood what is. Tat, that, Brahma. Brahma. I'm not going to give you all the explanations right now. I'm going to keep the words as they are, because in 3 and 4, Bhagwan will explain. So, Kim, what is Tat, that Brahma? Kim Adhyatma, what is Adhyatma? Kim Karma, what is Karma? Cha, and Kim Proktam, what is called? Adhibhutam, I'm not translating. Kim Uchyate, what is termed as? Adhidevam. Then in the next shloka, Madhusudana, again Arjun addresses Bhagwan Krishna. Madhusudana, killer of the demon, Madhu. Katham, how should one think of? Adhiyagnya. Adhiyagnya. Dehesmin, does he dwell in the body? Kotra, ka atra, becomes kotra. Who is he? Cha, and prayana kale, at the time of death, katham, how? Jneyosi, are you to be known? How are you to be known? Niyat Atmabhi, by those of steadfast mind. Arjun asks 7 questions. And this is the traditional Vedantic method of teaching. Traditional Vedantic knowledge is only imparted to those who are interested in knowing. If Bhagwan had said these terms in the 7th Adhyay and Arjun had not asked what do they mean, probably Bhagwan would not have given the answers. So this knowledge, which is the knowledge, supreme knowledge, the most secret of all secret knowledges. Remember in Adhyay 9 how we talked about the most secret of all secret knowledges. This Vedantic knowledge should be given to students who are keen to know, who are ready to know, and who ask to be instructed. Otherwise, this knowledge would go like water off a duck's back, and therefore it is not to be just given to people who don't understand anything. So you know what are the 7 questions. I don't need to repeat them, right? You know the questions, what is this, what is that. Do you want me to repeat? You know them, right? So again, as I said, the first part, 6 adhyayas were about Tvam. The next 6 adhyayas are Tat, Brahma, and therefore these questions will answer that query, who is Brahma, Tat. Every field of knowledge, you will agree, has technical terms. Whether it is engineering or even agriculture or even cookery, there are technical terms which one needs to know. Otherwise, at the time when you have to use the knowledge, you cannot go to Google. Imagine if Mukund opens up the torso of somebody and then he has to go to Google, liver kaun sa hai, kidney kaun sa hai, pancreas kaun sa hai. At the critical time, you must know everything. And for a sadhak to know where he has to reach, what is Brahma, at the time he's sitting in meditation, some different ideas cannot be coming up. Therefore, we must be very, very sure if we are seeking liberation, at least we should know what is liberation. At least we should know what needs to be liberated. We should know from what we need to be liberated. And we need to know what is moksha. It is easy to say, I want moksha. But what do you want? Do you know what you want? And do you know what it entails to reach there? So Bhagwan is making it very clear to you. You can know all this. Still if you want, then you have to do yatanti. You have to strive, do your purusharth to reach there. First, Bhagwan Arjun addresses Bhagwan Krishna as Purushottam. Purushottam, the most supreme being. Why? Because I don't know all these questions. You have put all these words, I don't know them. You are omniscient. By now, Arjun has recognized who is Bhagwan Krishna. You are omniscient. You know everything. And these doubts are confusing me. You are the only one who will be able to clear this doubt for me. That is why Purushottam. And then Madhusudana, killer of demon Madhu. So Madhusudan, the Madhu demon used to trouble everyone and create calamities for all the sages who are trying to do their yagnas, this, that and the other. Making sorrow on trouble for everyone on earth. Bhagwan, you to killed demon Madhu and took away everybody's calamities, troubles. My calamity is that I am ignorant. You slay this ignorance, which is my demon, which is my enemy, because of which I am confused. I have got moha. You kill this ignorance of mine, just like you killed the demon Madhu. All right. Now we also will get our demons killed, right? Because Bhagwan is going to explain these terms to us, and hopefully we also will be less confused about where we have to reach. We'll read Shlok 3 alone. Today, short class because you need to digest all these terms, okay? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Aksharam Brahma Paramam Svabhavodhyatmam Uchyate Bhuta Bhavodbhava Karo Visarga Karma Sanjitaha. Shri Bhagavan said, the supreme imperishable is Brahma. One's own self, the individual soul, is called Adhyatma, and the primal resolve of God, Visarga, which brings forth the existence of beings, is called karma or action. Let me tell you that if you'll see all the different commentaries or explanations of these shlokas, you will get more confused. Because everyone is commenting or giving the definition according to their school of thought. The Dvaits will give it according to the Dvait philosophy. The Advaits will give their point of view. And the Vishishta Advaits will give their point of view. So I highly recommend you don't go looking for these definitions here, there and everywhere, though you may have already done it and may have got confused. So I am going to give you the way I see it, which is probably as close as possible to the Advait Vedant school of thought. Take the meanings first. Aksharam, imperishable, which you already know. Paramam, supreme. Brahma is Brahma. Swabhavo, of nature, one's nature. Uchyate is called Adhyatmam. One's nature is called Adhyatmam. Visarga, translated over here in the book as primal resolve of God. I will explain. Bhuta Bhavod Bhava Karo, which brings forth the existence of things. Karma Sangitaha is called karma. Okay. Don't worry about this translation. We will understand it in simpler terms. So the first question is, Kim Tad Brahma? What is Brahma? You know very well. Bhagwan says, Aksharam Brahma Paramam. That which is supreme and imperishable is Brahma, and this first two words gives the title of the Adhyay. Brahma is not easy to describe. It is indescribable because Brahma is attributeless, has no attributes. However, we will try to describe it. It will just be pointers, and most of the words we will be using will be negative words, meaning form, less, birth, less, death, less that which it is not. So the first point is that it is imperishable, Aksharam, eternal. Now Bhagwan decided to qualify this Aksharam by putting Paramam, meaning supremely imperishable. And why is it necessary to qualify imperishable? Because things can be eternal in two different ways. And we have done this before many years ago. Some things exist eternally, but they keep changing their form. You understand that? Things will exist eternally, but their form goes on changing. Like a mountain. Mountain exists eternally, but it gets eroded, there is landslide, its form changes. The sky exists eternally, but sometimes it's dark, sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's bright, sometimes it's cloudy. So its form goes on changing. Tree, the sea, all these things are, as far as we can say, they are eternal, but their form goes on changing. However, there is only one thing which exists eternally and never changes, and that is Brahma. So to qualify or to differentiate between Brahma and other things which seem to be eternal, he has used the word Paramam Aksharam, supremely eternal. If you see the etymology of the word Brahma, it means vast, big. So, big not in terms of big within a limit, but big beyond understanding, infinite. So, if you want to think of Brahma, you have to think of infinite. But infinite, our mind cannot have a image, so it is not imaginable also. And it is infinite because it is formless. There is no form. Something which is big and small will have a limit of a shape. But Brahma has no shape. Nirakar, it's formless. It is not limited by time, because before time started, Brahma existed. Brahma is existence itself. So timeless. Things have to exist in space, but Brahma is existence itself, so it's spaceless. Most things have a cause for them to exist, but Brahma precedes all cause and effect, so it is causeless. So it is existence itself, it is the substratum that lends support to everything else. It is all pervading, means it exists everywhere. And yet, in spite of existing everywhere, it is not seen anywhere, not visible. Because it is not an object that our five senses can perceive. It is beyond the range that our five sense organs can operate in. Another concept we have to understand is that Brahma is akhanda, indivisible, whole, complete. There are no parts to Brahma. Brahma is beginningless, endless. Unborn, will never die. All these concepts one has to keep in the mind when we think of Brahma. The whole world can go on changing. The whole universe will go on changing. There will be creation, there will be dissolution, there will be srishti, there will be pralay. But Brahma is beyond creation, dissolution, maintenance, everything. Like the screen on which the moving pictures will come and go. All this we have done before, this is nothing new. You know it very well. And that is why, because it is such a concept which is so difficult, we have given some names like Sat, Chit, Anand. It is existence itself, it is knowledge itself, it is bliss absolute. And there is nothing that is not Brahma. This has to remain as a clear understanding in our mind. So first question is answered clearly, and is there any doubt in anyone's mind about Kim Brahma? Clear. So now let's go to Kim Adhyatmam. That was the second question of Arjun. What is Adhyatma? Bhagwan says, Swabhavo Adhyatmam. Your own nature, your own self is Adhyatma. Now everywhere this Adhyatma, Adhyagnya, Adhibhuta is coming. So let us break this word up. Adhyatma is made up of Adhi and Atma. So every time this word Adhi will come, it means regarding, pertaining to, concerning, associated with. So when Arjun asks, Kim Adhyatma, what is associated with Atma? What is pertaining to Atma? Atma, you know, self. Bhagwan says, Swabhavo, your own nature, your own dharma is Adhyatma. So just now we talked about dharma. The dharma of sugar is sweetness. The dharma of sun is what? Light. Dharma of fire is what? Heat. Dharma of limbu is what? Sourness. If these qualities were not there, then these things would not be what they are. So what is your dharma? That without which, if that was not there, you would not exist. What is that? Atma. So Adhyatma, your own self. That pure consciousness which is your swabhava, your true identity, your true nature. Without that, you yourself would not exist. So why? So what is this Adhyatma? Is it different from Brahma? Brahma is all-pervading, pure consciousness. We are saying Atma is also pure consciousness. So is there any difference? Don't go in macro now, okay? Just go straight to the root of the understanding. Is there any difference between Atma and Brahma? No. No difference, okay? Get this completely clear. Jivo Brahmaiva na para. These some understandings should become nishtha. Jivo Brahmaiv na para. Sometimes words like jiva we have associated with conditioned atma. But here it means Atma and Brahma are one and the same. Understand it that way. Atma and Brahma are one and the same. Now, they are one and the same. then why do we have two words? Someone can ask. If Brahma is and Atma, same thing. Why have you put two words? You are confusing us, right? So some words have to be used for people to understand their own misunderstanding. So when we want to refer to that all-pervasive entity, consciousness, we use the word Brahma. And when we want to refer to that Brahma only, which is enlivening individual bodies, we call that Atma. But they are one and the same. So if Brahma is Akshara, Atma is also Akshara. If Brahma is Akshara Paramam, Atma is also Akshara Paramam. And Atma is your true self, Swabhavo. Therefore, you also are supremely imperishable. Supremely imperishable. You are that Aksharam Paramam, not the conditioned body, mind, intellect. See, these are now, we are coming to the foundation of our understanding. If this foundation is not pakka, then a whole building of our understanding will keep moving, vacillating. Ye kya hai, wo kya hai, ye kya hai, wo kya hai. Okay? So I got this kalash here. What is around this kalash? Space. What is inside this kalash? Space. So if I am not clear about it, then I will say this space here in the kalash is different from the space outside the kalash. Right? But if I were to break this kalash, smash it, remove it, then what would be this space and that space? There would be no difference between this space and the outside space. Therefore, this is just an upadhi. This is just a conditioning. This is just a limiting factor which does not allow me to see that this space, which we call sometimes Ghat Akash, is the same as the space outside. Therefore, Brahma and Atma, one and the same. This Ghat body is giving us the false notion that my Atma is limited within my body, your Atma is limited within your body, and somewhere there is one Paramatma which is joining everything together. No, no, no. It is one and the same. Clear Nishtha must be there in your mind as students of Advait Vedanta. So, Adhyatma understood clearly? So, we know Brahma, we know Adhyatma. Now, the next question is, Kim Karma? What is karma? What is this action? Bhagavan answers, Bhuta bhavod karo visarga karma sangitaha. The translation in English is probably more difficult to understand than the Sanskrit itself. So I'm going to just not talk about those words, primal, resolve and all that, okay? I want to draw your attention to one word there, visarga. Okay, we are going to talk about the word visarga. And those of you who studied chapter 7, go in your book to verse 27. In verse 27, chapter 7, there is one phrase, Sarva Bhutani Sammoham Sarge Yanti. That's Sarge. You remember what it meant?
At birth.
At the time of birth. Okay? So this same sarge is part of this visarga. It's the same root we are talking about. So sarge means at the time of birth or when their gross bodies were formed. Remember, Maya comes and kidnaps you. So sarga means creation. The meaning of sarga is creation. And whenever you put the prefix vi in front of it, it means vishesh, special. Sometimes it means vishesh and sometimes it means the opposite. So here it means vishesh, special. Visarga means special creation. Special creation. So karma or action is special creation. Now which special creation are we talking about? That special creation because of which, that work because of which all matter got created. That action, that work, that yagna almost, because of which God created the entire universe of material bodies. How did it get created? Because of our own past actions. So visarga here means the manifestation of the entire universe.
Jagat.
Manifestation, the work, not the jagat itself, the actual action. The power, the work or the energy with which the whole cosmos emanates or gets manifested out of the absolute. We are not saying it's an actual creation, we are saying it's a manifestation. Bhuta bhavod karo. The manifestation of all beings. So how come these beings got manifested? Our own past actions. God is not there randomly saying you become like this, you become like that. Now we are humans. We cannot deny that fact. We are humans. And as humans, we are doing many actions because action is compulsory. When we are doing the actions, we are taking ownership of that action. So we call that agents of action or doers. Because we are understanding that I am the doer, then I have to also get the fruit of the action, or I also have to get the result of the action. And to get the result of the action, I have to keep coming back again and again. In other words, my ignorance is continuously continuing. Now when I'll do the action, I will do it in a particular way. Either I will do it in karma yog bhav, sattvikly, or I will do it rajasically, or I will do it tamasically, or I will do evil action, or I will do nishedh karma, or I will do prescribed karma. Whatever I am doing, that is dictating the quality of my next birth. So, my gati can be human, my gati can be tree, another living being in another way. It could be a bird, it could be an animal, it could be anything. And that is my doing. And only in the form of a human being will I have an agency of action. Only as a human we can think of ourselves as doers, not in animal form or in any other yoni. Because they do from instinct. We do because we have the knowledge that we are doing. We have the vivek to understand what we are doing. They don't have vivek. So it is only in the human form that we can either get rid of this doership or we can increase our bondage by doership. So in other words, what is karma? In other words, what is actually karma? Our own actions that are leading to our repeated births due to our own ignorance. Our own actions. Because of it is not God who is deciding now let one srishti come. No, it is our own doing. Karma, our doing.
It is leading to ma.
Continuing ignorance and therefore continuous birth. Whose actions? Our actions. Who is responsible for our continuous birth and death? We. Who is responsible for our sorrow? We only. Clear up to here? Make sense? Brahma understood, Adhyatma understood, Karma understood. 3 questions done, 3 more in the next shloka. Let's read it. Number 4. Adhibhutam ksharo bhava purushascha-adhidaivatam adhiyagyohamevatra dehe deha vritamvara. All perishable objects are adhibhuta. The shining Purush, Brahmadev, is Adhideva. And in this body, I myself, dwelling as the inner witness, am Adhyay, O Arjuna. Take the meanings again. Translations are little bouncers, but we will make it simple. Bhava, all objects. Bhava, all objects. Ksharo, perishable. All perishable objects are adhibhutam. Purusha, here it's translated as Brahmadev, but I will explain it little in a different way. Adhidaivatam is Adhidaiva. Adhyagyo is Ahameva, I myself. Aham eva, I myself. Atra, here. Dehe, in the body. I am myself Adhyagya, in the body. And then Arjun's new name coming up, Deha Britam Vara, embodied one. O embodied one, Arjun. Very important coming up, this meaning of this name. Arjun, embodied one. Okay, 4th question. Kim adhibhutam? What is adhibhutam? So remember what is adhi? Related to, pertaining. What is pertaining to bhutam? All matter. What is it that is pertaining to all matter? That's the question. What is the reality of all matter? Bhagavan says, Sharo Bhava. All matter, all objects are ksharo, perishable. Brahma is akshara, matter is kshara. Brahma is imperishable, matter is all perishable, can break. This pot is matter, it can be destroyed, right? Brahma, inside space, outside space, all space cannot be destroyed. If Brahma is everywhere, then where is this pot in Brahma?
It is
Brahma is everywhere. So, where is this pot? It is a superimposition on Brahma. Like there is a screen and the movie. Screen is there. Where is the movie? Is it something actual? No. It is a superimposition on the screen. Right? By a projector. Projector is our mind, and we have superimposed this object because that's all our five senses can perceive on Brahma. All matter are superimpositions on Brahma. One more understanding which has to be pakka.
You said all matter are superimpositions on Brahma.
Brahma is the substratum.
You have described that
Many times we have done. Huh?
in the form of the movie and the screen.
Correct. So,
But this is coming from a different angle.
correct. Nothing is new in this. Only the words are new. And it's coming in a way that is like, what is all this? But it is nothing new. You'll see by the end of this class, everything is so simple. So, Brahma exists whether there is a pot or no pot. Clear? But pot would not exist if there was no Brahma. Screen can exist without any movie being projected on it. But movie cannot exist without screen. Remember that pen I brought? So that image could exist only because there was a background on which it could be projected. So the background can exist without my projecting the image. But without that background, image could not exist. So, in other words, this is dependent reality. Get it? Now, same words are coming again and again. Brahma is independent reality. This is dependent reality. It is dependent on the substratum Brahma existing. All same things in different ways Bhagwan is trying to give it to us. Getting it? Dependent reality means what? Mithya. Independent reality means what? Satya. Clear? So you know now what is Brahma. You know what is Adhyatma. You know what is karma. Because of our karma, we are not seeing ourselves as Brahma. We are seeing ourselves as Adhyatma with luck. Otherwise, we are seeing ourselves as body, mind, intellect. See from where we are and where our karma has brought us to see ourselves as just a body. And now you know also what is Adi Bhuta. Okay, now what else you want to know? Adi Daivam Kim Uchyate. What is called Adi Daiva? Adi pertaining to, concerning, related to Daiva. Devatas. What all is this? And the celestial plane, what is concerned with the celestial plane? All these devas and all, what is that? Arjun wants to know. We have 5 organs of perception. Also 5 organs of action. We have 5 pranas also, which help the physiological functioning of the body. And then we have an antakaran, man, buddhi, chit, ahankar. How are all these operating? Are they jad or chetan? They are all jad. Because our dharma, svabhav, is adhyatma, because adhyatma is enlivening these things, they are working. Clear? This much is clear. So, what is the power? Adhyatma is just lending existence. Adhyatma is not making them work. Adhyatma is lending existence, making it alive. So, what is the power that is making all these faculties work? The power or the energy behind all these faculties are called devatas. Deities. Some are deities, some are devatas. So each organ of perception is linked to a particular devata. Each organ of action is linked to a particular devata. Pranas, etc. Man is also linked to a devata. Chit also linked to a devata. Ahankar linked to a devata. Like that. Buddhi linked to a devata. Now all these devatas are like little ministers on the celestial plane. And they are all getting their power from who? Ishwar. They are all getting their power from Ishwar. So the sum total of all these devatas and devas who we also worship and who are in charge of all our faculties, Adideva. That is Adideva.
Sum total of
All these devas and devatas who are in charge of all our faculties, and we pray to them also, all of that, the sum total of all of that is Adideva. Sometimes they are referred to as Adhishthan Devata. Adhishthan Devata. So Bhagavan says one word, Purushaschadhi Daivatam. So that which is the powerhouse behind all these devatas, who is that we just said? Ishwar, Purusha. That is the meaning of this word, Purusha. Ishwar. Now remember, Adhyay 7. Those who worship the small deities, your wishes will get fulfilled and I only will be fulfilling them. Bhagavan Krishna spoke as Ishwar there. Same concept? Same concept. Ishwar is the one who is fulfilling all our needs through these devatas. That is Adhyay 7, verse 22. You can mark it there, so you'll have a reference point. Clear? So we have the Absolute, who is Brahma. You have Adhyatma, who is Brahma only, but when we refer to it as on the individual level, we know what is karma. We know what is Adibhutam, matter. dependent reality. Now we know who is Adhyay. Adhyay is who? All the deities. Powered by who? Ishwar. Ishwar is who? Purush. Purush is who? First manifestation of Brahma. Dependent or independent reality? Dependent reality. So the only independent reality is Brahma. Is it getting clearer what Krishna is trying to teach here? And so let's go to the sixth one. Adhyay katham kotra. What is Adhyay and where is this Adhyay? Adi meaning pertaining to, concerning, related to. Yagna. What is yagna?
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice means what?
Selfless action.
All actions, every single action. So, to whom are we offering every action? Is the question. And who is that presiding deity over all our actions, who is giving us results? So, already we have talked about it in the Adhyay itself. Adhyay is that Devata. And now he is asking, who is, from all these Devatas, who is the Devata who is presiding over my actions? Who is this Devata who is giving me the result of my actions? And Bhagwan says, Aham eva, I myself. I myself am the one who is giving you the result of your actions. How? How? Bhagwan Krishna is the one? How? Bhagwan Krishna is the one? Bhagwan Krishna is avatar of Bhagwan Vishnu. Bhagwan Vishnu is the power of Ishwar. Therefore, here Bhagwan Krishna is speaking as Ishwar. And Ishwar is just the manifestation of Brahma. Therefore, whichever way you look at it, you come back to the substratum Brahma. And he said, where are you? He says, Atra dehe, here, I am here in the body. Now, very subtle point comes up. Bhagwan Krishna says, I am here in the body, which means Ishwar is in the body, which means actually Brahma is in the body as Atma. Okay? Then, in the very same line, he addresses Arjun as Deha Britam Vara, embodied one. What is the meaning of embodied one? The one living inside the body, Atma. He says, I am Atma in the body, you are also Atma, embodied one. So beautiful. In one simple word, he has put the entire Vedant philosophy. Deha Britam Vara, you are also that. The wave is no different from the ocean. This is the secret. No difference. No difference. Do you understand this? We have to come out of our handicapping and crippling understanding of who we are. When we see ourselves as limited, when we see ourselves as small, when we see ourselves as victims, when we see ourselves as inadequate, when we see ourselves as lacking, we are doing the biggest pap because we are not seeing ourselves as that which is Swabhavo, your nature, who you truly are. Hmm? If you want to come out of your sorrows, you just have to shift your mindset. Doesn't matter. If you don't have aparoksh anubhuti, not necessary right now. At least to get rid of your sorrow, to get rid of your apparent misfortunes, just change your thinking. I can't do this, I can't do that. This is limiting me, that is limiting me. This is your own creation, karma, your own creation. We are creating our own limitations. We are creating our mind. This big ego business is the mind. Ego means what? What you think you are. You have created a limited being. Snap out of it. Throw that misunderstanding away and then see you can do anything. Anything. We say we can do whatever you put your mind to. That's one sentence is there. You can do whatever you put your mind to. So put your mind into Brahma. Then you will be unstoppable, but do it sattvically. Don't get ahankar of that also. What about the seventh question? Weren't there 7 questions? What was the 7th question? At the time of death, right? Where is that answer? The rest of the Adhyay. The rest of the Adhyay is answering the 7th question, which we will obviously not do today. But be sure to be there next time so that you get that answer. Prayana Kale, what will happen at the time of death? One has to learn the art of dying. Then life becomes a dance. Any questions? I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to stop right here. Yeah.
Said that all matters are imposition and they are kshara, so they perish. But as we also understand that it may change form or it can break, but it will never, let's say the pot will become again the metal, but it will yet not perish. So then how do we relate?
So therefore it is not Sat. Because Sat never changes.
Because it's changing.
Yeah.
And we also said that Ishwar is Purusha. We also heard with Sankhya, Prakriti and Purush, where Purush we relate to Atma.
So Sankhya is a different philosophy only. So in the beginning, when somebody doesn't have any knowledge about Adhyatma, Sankhya philosophy is used to just give some explanations about everything. But when you progress towards Advait, you have to leave Sankhya behind.
So
it's a progression. Yeah.
A little.
1 second. Yeah.
Let him come in.
Okay, go ahead.
Little question. When we die, we say Atma leaves our body. I mean, so it's like this, the space going from the colors outside and.
No. Next time. Dying business to next time. Right now living. Okay. 1 sec. Yeah. Jayesh?
We spoke that to get rid of my sorrows, by realizing my true identity, I can get rid of my sorrows. So when I am in that impression of sorrows, I align myself to my true identity and realize that whatever is happening is mithya and let go.
Yes.
And
Yes, so when you are burdened with something and you are feeling like I can't cross this barrier, I'm feeling down, just go through your notes a little bit, write there clearly, or have a board which says Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma, and there, even though I don't see myself as Brahma, let me align myself to that huge energy. Let me allow that huge energy to wash over me, to remove my wrong understanding, and let me just allow that. Allowing is a very beautiful word, okay? Most of the time, we create our own barriers. We don't allow that divine energy to flow through us. We just are happy to be in our own energy. So just open up with your visualization, just open up and allow that energy to flow through you. Allow that energy to remove your sorrow, to remove your barriers, and flow with it. It's a process, it's not meditation, it's an understanding.
My other question was, give us little more understanding of manifestation and creation. And we said the karma manifests everything, including cosmos. So how individual karma manifests cosmos?
No, individual does not manifest. See, there are two ways of seeing this. There is what we call individual mind, and then there is a total mind. The total mind, which is called Hiranyagarbha, manifests the total. But there is no actual creation. Creation means two things: a creator and a creation. Now, when you see the movie, are you creating the movie? Are you creating anything? No, it is a appearance. So manifestation is like appearance. It appears to exist, it seems to exist, but when you see in reality, there is no existence of it. Out of fear, you seem to see the snake. The picture of the snake manifests on the rope, but there was no snake at all. If it is a creation, then a real snake should be created and should be slithering on top of the rope. That is the difference between the creation and the manifestation. So another word of manifestation could be appearance. The appearance of things, which right now our buddhi cannot fathom it, because the buddhi is not able, it does not have the power to understand.
Taking the same example forward, you said when we are seeing the movie on the screen, it's an appearance. So just to take that one step more further is, if I'm seeing a mountain, if I'm seeing a lake, a water body flowing, obviously if I go and touch it, it's not there because there is no real water, there is no real mountain there.
Correct.
And the same context if I'm taking into my real life, where I'm seeing now a real mountain or a real lake or whatever. So that is also what we are saying right now is an appearance. It is not.
Though it is not that it doesn't exist, but it is not the only reality of it. Okay? It is not. Let's not go into those things, we will get more and more confused. Let us stick with these definitions right now, otherwise we will get more and more confused. Why I can touch the mountain there and I can't touch the mountain here.
So now when we're talking about earth is also a manifestation of Brahma.
Everything is a manifestation, every single thing, according to Adhyay Vedanta.
Just if you could explain Visarg again, but I think it's the same conversation.
Visarg is creation, that's all. The creation of this entire universe, that is Visarg.
Okay.
In the context of karma, only in the presence of exercising the choice to do, which is possible in the human birth, I would have created karma.
Yeah.
So this manifestation of this appearance of in this life was probably created in another human life only because
Only in human life you can create. Only in human life you can create. You can only actions performed in a human form can create karma.
so if I would have been an animal, say a tiger,
Then you would be just living on instinct, and you would just be finishing some previous karma, and then you would come back to the human form.
Could you just talk a little bit about what is exactly Upadi? Because we give the example of if you put a red thing in a clear crystal, the crystal
Yeah.
appears red. But we say that there's nothing other than Brahman, so what is the red thing then?
Everything is Brahma only. Everything is a manifestation of Brahma based on our limited faculties of perception and limited faculties of understanding. But the fact is that we are still, there is some gross thing going on here, right? Otherwise, if we were just images, we wouldn't be eating anything. So we have to accept that there are objects. If there are no objects, what are we doing sitting here? Why are we eating? Then if we believe I am just a manifestation which has no reality, then would we be talking, would we be speaking? It's in a dream also, which has no reality, in a dream also which has no reality, there also if you'll put a red flower next to a crystal, the crystal will appear red or not in your dream. So they say if there is some higher power is dreaming here and all of us are imagining this entire universe as a creation of our own minds, then in our own minds we are putting one crystal and one red flower and seeing the crystal as red. Our mind is projecting this entire thing based on our limited understanding, and in that limited understanding I have created my world. In my world all of you are there, and in that world I have put one crystal. In that crystal next to that I have put one red flower, and because of that red flower in my mind, in my world, my crystal has become red.
Yeah, it's like there is this imaginary red cloth, this clear crystal, and there's one imaginary observer seeing a colored crystal.
Yeah, so let us go into those very deep understandings when we actually come to those parts where we are little bit more informed to be able to understand that. Right now we are just on definitions. Today's class is definitions. It's not going into the Advait philosophy. So let us not get more confused of what is my mind creating, and if this is Mars world is seeing this, and how come I am here in Mars world and she is there in Mars world. You will get more and more confused. So let us stay with the basics right now, and as we will progress in Advait, maybe in the Samarpit class is the place where we can take these discussions further. Anything else? Okay. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Idam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Gurudev.